Hello and welcome back. This is Gamer 2.0. Today we're going to be continuing on with Fallout New Vegas, and we're going to be doing the Old World Blues. So last time we were here, we were actually finishing up all the quests, and I actually spoke with both Dr. 8 and Dr. Boros, and I actually have a new mission from talking to him about heading back to Higgs Village to find a trace of Gabe. So I'm going to do that real quick. Just because I'd like to kind of go through and speak with all of the brains before actually heading out to do the final mission. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because I just kind of enjoy the interaction with them here, where you just kind of get a little bit more information, not just about them, but also about them kind of realizing about themselves that they're missing something, and it's not something that science can really fix. It is basically their humanity. And as I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a bunch of books while I'm here too. I mean, I might as well. I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of pre-war books so I can feed the book chute. But it's just one of those kind of interesting things where they kind of realize that they're missing the pieces of themselves that no longer exist because they scooped out their brains and put them into basically floated jars. Really? No books in here? If I can find any. Here we go. Pre-war books. I'll get some coffee mugs for Muggy. And the reason why I am going to be grabbing the books is just because I want to see if I can make... Okay, 290. I just want to see if I can make some of the special books from the recipes that I have. And I'm definitely going to need Wonder Glue for that. Got a couple books. I'm gonna need quite a few in order to start making some of the books, though. I know that one of these houses actually has a pretty good stash of them. It has to be pre-war books. It can't be like the scorched stuff or the burnt or the destroyed, obviously. Let's see here. Why do I have so many scrap electronics? I don't need all of those. I can fill up these bottles at the sink. Ice cold Nuka-Cola just on the floor. Notebooks here. All those look damaged.
We're all lit up. Is it Christmas?
Alright. I don't need any of the empty bottles anymore, because I think I've got plenty. These are all damaged. I guess there wasn't a big stash of books in here because most of those are damaged. Alright, well, let's see. Maybe there's another place that has some books in here. I think this is the last place that I can look at before I checked all of the houses. There's Wonder Glue in there. Check that. I mean, maybe the high school area would have some books. Because all these are damaged too. And damaged books. Alright, well. Well, I got some books, got some coffee cups.
Ready, steady, fighting.
Well, who am I fighting? Because I don't see anyone anywhere around me. Let's see if I can just fast travel. Alright.
Fighting over.
Oh, please, please tell me.
Alright. Here, take whatever you want.
Oh, sweet, sweet fulfillment. I'll break these down for you just as fast as I can.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials. Fantastic, citizen. Just input your quantity of seditious material on my interface, and in no time at all, I'll have you a beautiful, clean book. Won't that keep you happy and docile, citizen?
Alright, that's only 8 books. I want to write it here.
Wanna...
So let's see here.
Push my buttons?
Yeah, so I need a minimum of 25 books to make any of these. No longer need to make the science book because I obviously have that maxed out. Making any of the other books should actually be quite helpful.
Greetings, citizen.
No, so I've got a total of 10 blank books now. Just short of halfway. So go ahead and take all these empty bottles. And boom.
Well, hello there. Can I get you a drink?
Alright, just came over to fill up some of these empty bottles.
I can do that. They've been thoroughly washed, haven't they?
One time, the bio...
So that should be a whole bunch of extra waters for me. Yeah, so that
Project Research Station told me he dropped a mug. Now his processing should. When I reached in...
Alright, so we've got Gabe's full now, so let's go ahead and talk to Dr. Boros.
The lobotomite.
Let me actually turn back on. Am I still under the effects of the special lights? Yeah, I'm still under the effects of smart lights. But I do think my mentats ran out, so I'm going to go ahead and pop those again, just so that I can increase all of my mental stats a little bit more. So, that's... So yeah, that brings my intelligence up to 10, perception up to 6, and charisma up to 4.
The lobotomite.
So, is this Gabe's bull? Your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while You know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes, Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty's sissy pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and... If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two were hitting me with unexpected force.
Alright, well that's another level up. So it sounds like you hurt someone who loved you very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before, until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes. Forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today. Until next time, then. Provided there is.
Alright, so... let's see here. So I can put... well, putting this up to 45 will make it so that while wearing the suit I have 60 sneak. Go ahead and increase medicine just a little bit. And I can increase barber up. I'm going to be done with that for now. And then when we hit another level, I should be able to get the Burden to Bear perk. Well, let's talk to Dr. O.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in Think Tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
I think you mean impossible.
Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No? I do. And... stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Rob Kotek on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
What, my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Rob Kotek in here? What, are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
I don't think I'll worry you by telling you what House and his robots have been up to since.
Worry about House? Why would I do this? Hope he died alone in a dingy room, streaming his last remaining bodily fluids into jars. And him and his dirty girl bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
Calm down, I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Fine. Ask.
What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
That doesn't sound impressive. Breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Are you sure? I'm a good listener. Got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after collostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
If they kept confusing the letter with a number, your name is Dr. O? Dr. Zero?
Yes, thank you. Zero. I am zero. How hard is that? A narrow, thin zero.
I don't know. Zero, or O, sounds more impressive.
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
If you wanted to differentiate O and zero, just put a slash to the zero.
What?
Zero. Draw a slash through it.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
And that makes you truly a zero.
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Well, there's power in zero. It reduces anything multiplied against it to zero.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. They make a zero in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
So, zero. Got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
Alright, it certainly is interesting. Whatever it once was.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Alright, I need more of those worthless caps to test the CIU barter function upstairs.
I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Alright, 50 extra caps for free. So tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbled together these really impressive looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
A giant robot scorpion?
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Can you tell me about this facility?
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
Alright. I think we've spoken long enough.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
Alright, so that's his quest completely finished. And I'm just gonna make some chems. So, let's talk to Dr. Dollar.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
I don't have enough perception for that. Who are you? What do you do here?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
What is formography?
It's excessive examination of the human form to achieve psychological arousal. Disgusting. I would never succumb to such base appetites. Distractions. Filthy, filthy distractions.
211 doctorates? How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief researcher. A lot of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
I'm sometimes called a courier.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
There was another courier?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Why did he remove my brain and how?
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
Alright, but how am I still talking and walking around?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again. Your primitive eyes deceive you. No, there are no needs contained within my soft gel. Much like the soft gel of your eyes. No, nothing here.
Alright. I don't know if I can do this without having enough perception, because it requires 8. Even with the mentats that I took, I still don't have enough. I don't know if I can make some special mentats, because I know I can make, I think it's called party time mentats, which give you like +5 charisma. I don't know if there's one for perception. I'd have to go and check and see if I might be able to cook something up. I feel strange in here, peaceful, but on edge.
It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here.
Is there any way to shut it off?
Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all lobotomites here.
I had other questions.
An interrogation? How fascinating. Please begin.
We've spoken enough.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Let me see if I can go make some special mentats that can increase my perception more. So, let's see here. I'm not sure if that's going to be over here or if that's going to be over at the regular workstation. So, no, it's still only +2 for the party time. Yeah. Is there anything else that I can... So I can probably wear just a basic hat. Or maybe I have a hat that gives me +2 perception. So that's +1. don't think there is a thing like maybe some glasses can give me an additional point of perception. But I think that's only if you have the specific only if you have the specific trait where you get +1 perception with glasses and -1 perception without them. Is there any food that I can take? Oh, it looks like alcohol. So go ahead. Try drinking the absinthe. And does this give me... It does, alright. So let's go for either my chem or my alcohol wears out.
And you return as curious as a teddy bear. Are you...
Looping gesture of breeding?
Looping, yes. It is a scientific fact that hormones drive a percentage of lobotomites into recursive behavior patterns. We haven't researched this, as my colleagues care little about the behavior patterns of lobotomites once their brains are removed. It is why so many are littered around the facility, like skinvelopes, discarded after they are peeled open and the contents extracted.
What recursive behavior patterns are you talking about?
It varies according to the number and density of lobotomites that have infected an area. In 43% of observed cases, two lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other's orifices. Unsanitary. I have tried to observe more cases, but subjects seem unwilling to release bodily fluids in my presence.
Alright, so now that I have 8 perception, I can't help but notice your fascination with the human body.
What? Nonsense.
Alright. So close eyelids, breathe deeply, then stretch languidly.
What? What are you doing?
Turn and cough roughly, then slowly scratch nose.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
Alright. Run your hands along the sides of your face, then exhale rapidly.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
Alright, why don't you just give in? There's nothing wrong with looking at the human body.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
I could come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Burble, burble, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Burble. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Well, that didn't complete the quest, so let's see if I need to talk to her about some other stuff. So, can you tell me about Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius. A monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
Alright. So, I don't understand how the tech Klein wants will help.
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain.
Oh, everything being like this place probably isn't the best. So can you tell me about the big empty, Big Mountain?
This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Previous test subjects?
Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
Why did you say 3-1 subjects before?
Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure.
Right, what happened with the visitors?
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
Alright. We've spoken enough.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Alright, so let's take a look at the quests. Well, so I guess the last one I need to speak to is Dr. Klein. And I can also ask him about the conversation he had with the last visitor at the Big Empty. And I can ask Dr. O.
Predictable. The lobotomite specimen returns. Its purpose? Repetition. Chances of success? High.
So, I heard you and 8 were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Tell me what happened.
This human. I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, 8 tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now.
Who were the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
Alright.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
Well, looks like I've got to talk to Dr. Klein about some stuff. Alright.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
Well, I'd be honored if I could hear any knowledge the think tank had to share on the sciences.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
Alright, so I heard some of the previous visitors at the Dome spoke to you, asked you some questions.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh, well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
Alright. You seem like the one in charge. You are...
I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations and Ideology here at Big Mountain. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field, first chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
Alright. Let's see here. I have some questions about this brain extraction you all performed.
Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto dock runs on remote. But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
You said before that Mobius might have my brain?
Yes. In all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear.
Mobius set up the Autodoc medical routines. So you think he's responsible for the post-organ dump?
Yes, always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The Autodoc is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well.
My brain would know?
It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab.
What's this Autodoc surgery code you mentioned?
Mobius's legacy code was in the old Autodoc. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure, so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost.
Why would Mobius want my brain?
Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad.
So, Robo-Scorpions drain intelligence from living creatures? How? Chems?
I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may be immune. If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical.
I have this strange passive sensation in here.
It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. Have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub.
Why the anti-aggression programming?
We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight.
Who were these visitors?
Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains.
Alright. What is this place?
This is the think tank. The nerve center of Big Mountain. The greatest research center known to man, and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science. Atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power.
I've heard this place called the Big Empty.
Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here.
Alright, who is Dr. Mobius?
Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw up on the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace.
These mechanical robo-scorpions consume intelligence? Are you certain of your findings?
Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
So to me, that sounds like he just doesn't understand the technology that Mobius is using, rather than because of the stings he can't understand it. Because they shoot me with their stings all the time, but I don't lose any intelligence points. It always remains the same. So I'm pretty sure it's just he doesn't understand what he's doing. All right. I'd like to know about the Forbidden Zone.
That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child? It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic.
Can you tell me more about these pylons?
Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Except maybe Mobius. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros' notes and schematics.
Yeah, I doubt that. It seems like Mobius is probably like the smartest person in here, because he seems to have everything to do with like keeping these guys contained within Big Mountain. But I've recovered all the technological information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
Alright, do these technologies have the information that you need?
Yes, yes. Yes,
Yes, what?
No, I mean yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Do you even know what these technologies do?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me, a bit, I'll figure it out.
So I don't have enough repair to make the repair check. So look at the antenna. Focuses brainwave patterns, right?
Yes, that's what I believe I said.
And the suit's cardiac regulator and sonic frequency is a spinal vibrator.
I've got it. The cardiac regulator in the suit, the antenna for brain waves, and the sonic frequency for the vertebral nerves.
Yes.
I'm thinking. This is all very complicated. Let me check something. Of course. I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden. It's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointers very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency, and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Don't these items seem more biologically focused than that, though?
Biological? Ridiculous. I mean, technically, these items could all be used to put you back together once you had your brain. But for now, they can be used in the name of aggression. The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the quests. So yeah, so I've completed all the quests, so now just need to head to the Forbidden Zone. Alright. Let's head back to the sink real quick, because I just want to make sure that I've got everything that I can.
Might I be of service?
Alright, so he has refilled on his caps. So let's see here. Well, actually, I can't upgrade that because I need a certain amount of. I need a certain amount of guns to actually upgrade that, so let's see here. So stealth shoot could use a little bit of repairing. Let's go ahead and grab all of those. And to make sure that I don't need to drop off any of scrap metal and scrap electronics. So I don't need to be lugging those around with me.
Got any more?
Who's
Let's see here. And take one more proton throwing axe.
ready for a party?
And I'm gonna go ahead and repair up my stuff here so that I can actually sell some of this stuff. So
might I be of...
alright, so I can sell the regular proton axe and the scientist glove. And I've actually got quite a healthy amount of buff out now. I can sell probably about 16 of these mentats because I don't really need mentats a whole lot. Let's see here. Well, I don't need the Programmer's Digest anymore because I have the 100 in science now. Tales of Chivalry, I will not need. La Pantoma, I won't need that. Let's see here. Don't need future weapons today. Having fixing things is actually pretty good because I can use that to increase my repair if I need to grab something. Leave it at that for now. How much do I need for that last
You
one?
require some addition.
So 10,000 for the last implant. All right. Let me see here. So party tank mentats. What do I need? Honey mask pods. Let's see here. Oh, doesn't look like I have any to spare at the moment. Yeah. missing, because I believe I need that for that plus mutant cave fungus in order to go back to X8. I don't have any mutant cave fungus on me, but I might be able to go back to Ulysses' little hideout area. Yeah, Ulysses Point. I think he might have some in there, or I might be able to go to the Cuckoo's Nest for some more there. And all I've got left is really to go to the Forbidden Zone for the main quest stuff, or Big Mountain. I can't really think of anywhere else that would really have... Maybe this area here, next to the Botanical Garden. But that should do it for this episode. We'll check more of that out next time. So thank you guys very much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you so choose, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the next episode.